Thanks everybody for joining the ninth training of the local AdWords Academy. So today actually you're going to learn what you might not have expected but is actually important. So you want to report your client, but you want to do that in a certain way that it doesn't cost you time, only the setup. Wouldn't that be nice? And we're going to learn what the best cities are for a certain niche to do the Google AdWords management for. And in the previous class we did a campaign review, so we're not going to do that in this class. You can look in the previous training. So this brings us with the setup weekly reporting. So let's think for a minute. What would you like to know, or what does a business owner expect to get about your AdWords campaign? And I have been testing things out a little bit, feeling the water, and I get the best results to report mainly the amount of clicks and the cost each week. This gives me enough, this result that the client gets enough information that there is amount of clicks, amount of website visitor, and the cost that it doesn't bother me. Okay? I don't want those discussion from keyword search, keyword so. I don't want the discussion from add this, add that. That doesn't help me. That only takes time. But I want to stay connected. And actually, Google has a very nice solution for that. So let me demo that how you set it up in Google AdWords. So I'm logging in my AdWords account and I'm going to set the time of last week from Sunday to Saturday. Okay, so I'm going to report it on a weekly basis. I'm going to add the client's email to the account. Okay, click on account setting, account access, add users, and then you enter his name, his email, and his name, and then you click on email only access. So he gets now emails. I uncheck all those other information because I only want to receive them. He gets a weekly email, or you set him up that he can receive weekly emails with the reporting. Okay? So once you fill out that email address and send invitation, the client receives an email. He needs to approve to allow to get emails. Once he has approved, you go to campaigns, and now all campaigns, and now you click on add group. Okay? You're going to check, if those are the columns you want to report. You reported about last week from Sunday to Saturday, and mainly you want to report amount of clicks and the cost. This campaign hasn't run for last week, but that is what you want to report. If you want to report other columns, you click on columns, modify columns, and you can add other columns to it, to the report. Okay? Now once you have done that, you click on that download button, that arrow to the bottom. Okay? Click on that, and then you want to report as an Excel file, and you expand the email, and then all users with account to view report. You select that, and then the frequency you report it weekly on Sundays. Okay, you can give it a name, weekly Google AdWords report, and you click on download. Okay, and now it also downloaded, but it also is enabled. That is, in 90% of the cases, that is sufficient. Okay, like I said, you don't want too much discussion. Business owners want mainly the amount of clicks and the costs related to that. And you can all set it up weekly. Any questions about this? Good. So let me go back to the presentation. And we go to the second topic, which actually takes more time. So the question is, what are the best Google AdWords city for a niche? Okay. If you are specialized in a certain niche or you like that niche, which cities, where would you like to prospect your client? In which city? Think about that. So if you were not on the training before, let me ask you a question. Let's see if I have a poll tonight. Okay? If you have been on the call before, you're not going to answer this poll, okay? So, I don't know the best 10 AdWords cities. Okay? You click on no IDs or you click on yes. I know this is easy. So, enter the poll and let me close this and you view it. So everybody said no, I have no idea. Okay? So actually the answer is very easy. Okay? You know what the best cities are? It's actually very easy. The keyword, the general keyword for that niche has a lot of searches. When it has a lot of searches, that means there's a. I guys not able to see it. Huh? You guys see now my screen again? Okay. So that niche needs to have a lot of searches. You get it? If there is not a lot of search, yeah, you can show the ad, but nobody is looking for that ad, so then you don't get a lot of clicks. Does that make sense? And the clicks are cheap. So the ideal city has a lot of clicks, and has a lot of searches, and cheap clicks. So that is what you're looking for, correct? So how do you get that information? Okay? So that is where I created an Excel file for. And I called it the best AdWords city finder. Okay? So let me demo that for you. Everybody see the Excel file now? I hope. Um, so it has the column city, the location, amount of searches, the cost, and the score. Okay? So for each niche has a general keyword. And what you're going to do is you're going to look in Google Planner how many searches that are for a certain city and how much Google said those clicks cost. Okay? So let me go to Google Planner. Then I go to Tools, Keyword Planner, find new keywords. enter the keyword. So now you see all locations. I'm going to change that to the specific location in my Excel file. Okay, let's say Orlando, Florida. Okay, and click on save this. So now Orlando is saved, and I want to get IDs. And I go to keyword IDs, and on the top of the table it shows the keyword what I was looking for, and I see it has about 70 searches per month, and the suggestion bid is $21. Guys, see that? And go back that to my table, and I fill that in my table, in my city finder table. Okay, so you start from top to bottom, but you get it. Okay, you do that for each city, amount of search and the cost. Copy and paste. Two screens is handy with this exercise. Okay, so let me change the city, because now it's much easier than starting this search. You only have to change the city. Now let me remove this Orlando, and then New York. That was the next city in my table. Click save, and now Google is going to refresh that and see an amount of searches for roof repair in New York and the price. Okay, so by doing that you fill out this table, and then I invented a score. The score is actually not complicated. It's um, it's kind of the search times the cost relative to the average cost. So you can look up in the table how that's created, but it gives you a score. And once you're done, you're going to sort the score from high to low, and da da da. But you see the cities with the highest score. For some reason this table is not showing correctly, because GoToWebinar messed it up. I don't have the top table here, but you can sort on the score. Okay, so if you do that, then you will see the cities who are on the top. So that is how you find the top cities. Everybody get this? I wish I could. I have to change. I don't know why GoToWebinar is holding back the title from Excel, but yeah, you get that Excel file um, in the membership. What is better, high score or low score to rank for? So who higher the number, you get more searches from better calls. How higher the number, how better it is. So if you say, I'm specialized in roof repair, in roofing. So which city would you like to prospect to get a client? You know, it doesn't make sense to do the prospecting in a city if they people are not searching for a roofer, correct? It doesn't make sense to go in the city if those keywords are very expensive. So you want to find cities which have high search and acceptable costs. Okay? So that is how you do it. Those cities are the high population city, but from the states. But you can enter your own cities. It can be from a state, it can be from another country. It doesn't matter. You just look up the same city in Google Planner. Okay? And then once you have the data, you amount of searches and the cost, you the score get calculated, and then you rank them from high to low. How did you get the score again? That's kind of okay. So let me explain how you get the score, but you don't need to understand it, okay? I cannot filter in order because my header is gone by GoToWebinar. I don't know what happened. Oh yeah, hey, now I get my score back, my header back. Okay, so if you want to no, order back, you go to data, sort. My data has a header. I'm going to select score, and I want the highest, the smallest to the largest to the smallest. Okay, and then I click it, and now I know which cities have the highest score. Correct? That's so simple. Just basic Excel. Okay. So if you have a niche and you say, hey, I have a client in my city and my client doesn't want that I go with another client for the same niche in the same city, the question is, what city would you next target to get a client, correct? So this city finder kind of give you a very good guide which city you should target to get a new client for that niche. And you do this work and you order them from high score to lower score. I know it's new, but even you could learn today something, correct? You never have seen this if you were not on the 2 p.m. call. So it's based on the principle high search, low cost. And now you have a structure how to do this in a smart way before you prospecting like crazy and don't get results. Okay? So, let me ask you again. I don't know the best how to find the best cities. Uh, I still cannot find them, or with this method I'm clear. Okay, I'm closing it now and I'm shared. Okay, yeah, this is too perfect to be true. Nobody will believe me. 100% no and now 100% clear. Is that not amazing? In 20 minutes you answer a very difficult question. You know that? Ask your peer. Hey, do you know which city I would go after for this niche? They have no clue. Okay? They have no clue. So, um, it will be in the members area. So, what was the question again? Do you choose cities at random? So the question is, you know, obviously small cities have small results, okay? So you can still prospect them, but if there's a small city, the business is probably small and the budget is small, okay? So you want to kind of uh, get cities with a certain population. Okay. Now the question is, should I do it in the state or country-wise? That is up to you. It doesn't matter. Okay. If you want to stay in the state, you just get the big cities from the state. If you want the countrywide, you just get the big cities from the country, and you do this exercise. So that's not a clear answer. So that before you ask, I will ask myself a second question. So does it also help which niche you should go after? Correct? So this method works for certain niche. So if you doubting to should I go after niche A or let's say niche 1 or niche 2, you can do this exercise for two niches and just see if there's a lot of activity and see what the score is. Okay, if there's a significant difference between those niches in the scores, then you're still not done, but you get an idea which niche is better. And the additional question you want to ask is the business owner willing to do AdWords management for? And um, typically business where the clients come back after the first visit, they can afford Google AdWords management. Okay, they only pay for the first time. If they break even for the first visit, then the next visit and the next visit, they earn quite a bit of money, correct? So those are other considerations which niche you should go after. And of course, it needs to have a certain volume. There needs to be a volume. There needs to be enough businesses where you can market to. So that is why I love auto repair. Okay, there's a lot of reason why I love auto repair. Okay, and that is why I use that as topic for this training in general. Okay, but there was a reason why I didn't do this for auto repair, because everybody would go after the same city if I would do the exercise for you, correct? So I want you to do it. So the homework for you is, if you want to go after auto repair, to do it for yourself. Okay, so we're not competing each other very easily. And you also want to be aware that if a client pays for the clicks, he doesn't like that you do the management for another client for the same city. If you sell the leads, the calls, then it's up to you. So you can charge on another way. So roof repair is a good niche because the ticket item is very high. If a client pays between $1,000 and $10,000, okay. Did you check this with Lead Finder Jack? No, but I'm planning to make a tool for it. Would it not be nice that there was a tool for it for this, and you just see which niche works the best and which cities? It's actually not hard, so I will create a tool for that, but everything takes time. So that tool will come, and but it will take time. So I have enough ideas. It all takes time. So there's still some time for Q&A. I think you guys understood how to find the best cities for your niche. Karen, I was actually thinking for you, you go after veterans in Florida, what was the reason behind that? Why did you choose Florida? Did you implement a structure to make that an educated decision? You just think people in Florida are wealthy? Yeah, that's correct, Arlene. Roof repair isn't repeat business. One time, correct. So there's more than repeat. There's also the average price when you bring in for the invoice. Gary said, "Have you yet figured out what we can do to continue on after training number 10? Lots of us want to continue." Yes, I'm shaping my ideas. There will be kind of a monthly membership site. John, if I live in the highest cost city, should I go somewhere else? If I live, I don't know sure what you mean with live. Okay, so Mark, I skipped. I think you have a very valid question. Okay, so Mark said, I guess I don't understand what the reason is for needing this info. Couldn't you just choose the largest city or the highest population? Okay, Mark, let's get back to the basic. Do you agree that a client, let's say an auto repair client, does not like that you help another auto repair client in his area? And let's say his area is a city. Do you agree on that? Okay. Now next question. Which city would you choose next? There are about 20,000 cities in the United States. Okay? Much more than can handle. If you would target them all, you would waste your time. Correct? So you have to become smart in it. So what is a good niche and in a certain city, and is a niche where you get a lot of searches for? If you live in the north, for example, in the let's say, and in the north of the United States, do you think pool cleaning would be a good niche to go after in the north? Or would it be better to do pool cleaning in the south, where to find uh, an, um, a client? So you have to get a structure to find out which cities work the best for that niche, correct? So you want to find out how many searches are at average for the general keyword. You get it? So let's assume you have two niches, two cities, both with 100 searches per month. Okay? So the next question is, would city 1 be better or would city 2 better? So the city where the cost per keyword is the lowest, the chance of a high ROI is the highest. It costs you lesser to get a client, correct? Mark, do you get it? If the cost per keyword is the lowest in a certain city, you spend lesser, so the ROI is higher. So if the ROI is higher, that is where you want, is the competition is lower, so you have more chance to set up a profitable AdWords campaign, correct? So that is where this Excel, so Mark, give me some feedback, okay? I don't know where you are with your, do you agree that if a keyword costs lesser, it is better for you to be in that city? Okay, so Search is high, keyword low, correct? Search is up, keyword low. And that is what this Excel table does, okay? It collects that information and then it gets a score. And that score is kind of a calculation between search and cost. And the score wants to be high, and that means that is where you want to go after those cities to get a client. Does that make sense? Kind of. Mark, I cannot explain it better. Okay, if you are as big as Microsoft, you don't care about this Excel file, okay? You just target all the cities. But if you are Mark Steele, one person company, you care about your time and which clients you're going to target, okay? And which cities you want your client, because you only have so much time to prospect, okay? It's kind of not working hard, but working smart. What score is the cutoff point? It's not hard. I just want to rank the cities where you want to go first of. Sanu said, my motto work smart, not hard. I thought you're going to say my motto is don't need to work. I thought that's what you're going to say. So Tony, it's too long question to go over. Clay said, so even though Buffalo is $3 click, it would be better to go after New York City because the score is 270 and Buffalo is 55. Yes, 55 is still good. You don't need to stick with one city, but you can easily go after 20 cities, correct? Or 50 cities. But you need to have a system that you don't need to go after 20,000 cities. So you know, if there is no need, then there is no reason to go after that city. So we should not work local if you live around small towns. Uh, Michael, I think there's an advantage to serve a local client to get your feet wet and to see how a typical business works. Okay? So it is an advantage to do local marketing in your own city. You see face to face and you learn things. Okay? But at, once you once you have that niche in your city, you cannot good do the same niche in the same city. So then the decision point comes: should I do an other niche in the same city, which is okay, or you stick with a certain niche and now you have to go to another city. Okay, then the question mark comes: which city shall I target to get a prospect from, okay, to get a client from? And that is where this Excel table comes into place, okay? So we just work for one client per city. Now the definition is for the same niche, one client per city for the same niche. If your niche is car repair, auto repair, you only do that for one business in that city. You can do more, but it creates problems. Then you have to do another setup that you're going to sell the leads instead of taking the credit card and then pay for the clicks. Okay? So if you want to stay in your city, then you just do multiple niches. Tony said, within the city of Los Angeles, there is a community city called San Pedro. Which should be your niche? City, Los Angeles or San Pedro? This Excel table will tell you. Just do both, okay? What about suburbs? Just put the suburbs in the Excel table. But it is about target area. If a client has a certain target area, maybe in a suburb or whatever, if that is the target area, you cannot serve another client in the same target area. You can serve another client in another suburb, okay? So you don't want to have overlapped target areas. You can, theoretically can, but you will end up with conflicts with the clients. It's easy to serve clients where the target area is not overlapping for the same niche. Okay? For different niches, you can become the AdWords go-to for a city, okay? And you just do dentist, roofer, HVAC, auto repair, you do them all, okay? Doesn't matter to you. You have all the local team jack niches, and you stay in that city, you have an office, and you become well known as the AdWords guru of that city. Okay, you have a chair in the in the business meeting or whatever. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, but on the other hand, if you are specialized in a certain niche and you can copy and clone and everything what you have, you go in other cities. What you think about selling leads? If you are good in that to generate leads and you can generate them at an affordable cost, then the model is good. Garen said auto repair, you could do the Japanese auto repair, German auto repair, and American car repair. 3 clients, same city. That's actually a good point, Gary. That's actually a good point. But make sure they don't serve, besides the German car, they don't serve any Japanese car and not American car. So make sure those three clients serve other customers. John said, doesn't Google break up large city like New York in separate sections, Long Island? So, yes, John, Google does. It is not what Google does. It is about the target area from the client. If the client say, this is where I expect clients from, this is where I want you to get the clients from, that area, it's just not for other clients. You can do, but it generates conflicts. Yes, Tony, that would work, but the point is which agreements you have with your client. It's not what is technical possible. Okay. So with that said, I think we did a nice Q&A. We went over how to report, set up reporting, weekly reporting to your client, amount of clicks, the cost. You learned how to find out which cities are the best for a certain niche to prospect and client for. So you are able to set up successful AdWords campaign for a reasonable cost and a good ROI. So with that said, I'd like you to thank for your attention, and I will post this in the membership site tomorrow. Okay? Thank you so much.